hit the bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video, and smash the like button. Okay. I want to talk about triggers today. Okay. And this is a topic that, you know, the last time I tried to get on it, it turned into a big stupid ass situation, which don't make no sense. But we got to talk about this because this is something that a lot of people are struggling with. A lot of people are struggling with triggers. A lot of people are struggling with triggers. So like I said, if you are new to my channel, welcome. What? You're happy to see me? Why? You got something to tell me or something? I don't know, every time I get on this motherfucker, they put no damn mascara in my eyes looking blind and shit. Or goddamn bald and shit, you know what I mean? Put my ass on the goddamn camera with this motherfucking... just... yeah, what's up? How you doing, babes? How you feeling today? You feeling all right? Feeling better? I know you said you were sick a few days ago, so are you still sick? What's going on? Anyway, today we're going to talk about triggers, okay? The reason why we're talking about triggers is because triggers are important to talk about. It is important to know and understand that your triggers are a part of your growth process. And you can try to escape them if you want to. Hell, you can run your whole life from your triggers and never address your triggers. But then they'll always be your triggers. And you'll never conquer them, they'll always conquer you. So let's talk about that. I hope everybody out there in the world and the realms are doing wonderful in this realm and in any other realm that you are good to me and I'm good to you. Then I hope you're doing well. Now, if you're in the realms and you ain't doing good to me, well, shit, damn. You're on the outside of that prayer there. And I ain't making no allowances. But, like I said, if you're doing good to me and I'm doing good to you in this realm and in any other realm, then many blessings to you and yours. So, let me see. So oh, you had a hard day at work today. Oh, what went down? Like, what's going on? Was it emotional about this, about the Aries? Oh, was it that? Oh, no. Isn't that sucky when you got, like, you still got to go and perform at work, but your, like, heart is broken? You know, that is the worst. Like, life still has to be lived. Oh, no. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad it wasn't that other thing, too. But no drugs. What kind of drugs? Like hard drugs? Oh, no. Oh, man, that sucks. That really sucks. It's like, not the young ones, you know what I mean? Like, let them grow up and be young and live life and, you know, let them flourish and expand, you know. Oh, no. Oh, man, that's terrible. Well, I hope and pray that she, you know, has a strong recovery. Well, what ended up happening? Did she die? Or was she just, were they able to catch it in time? Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm so glad she's good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's wonderful news that she's doing good. That's terrible. So, today we're talking about triggers. Your triggers, and I'm going to say something that might trigger you about triggers. Your triggers are your own. You didn't know that, did you? They are yours to discover, to acknowledge, to understand, to heal, and to release. The world can't go tip-tap-toeing around you and how you feel about whatever's going on in your mind that no one else knows but you, unless you open your mouth and say something. No one actually knows how you feel and what you're thinking and what's bothering you, you know, unless you scream it to the top of the mountains long enough. But even then, it's nobody's responsibility to tiptoe around you. It's your responsibility to figure out specific things. Now, like I guess certain behaviors, if that's just what you require in order for you guys to be able to coexist, then I understand that that's something that two people have to decide whether or not there will be any work or anything like that going on about that trigger, right? But ultimately, the triggers that you have are your own. They really are. And nobody else really knows what your triggers are until you've screamed it to the top of the mountaintops enough, long enough for them to hear you and understand and comprehend what that means, how that bothers you, why that bothers you, you know? So it's important to realize that you have to do the work. Nobody's supposed to fix you. You are. Just wanted that to linger in the air because I know that, you know, a lot of people might just need to hear that you are, you know, little echo and shit. So your triggers can be small, they can be big, massive, and colossal. And your triggers may be extremely valid why you feel the way you feel or why you respond the way that you respond to your triggers. Yet and still, you are the only person who actually knows deep down why you have those feelings, why you have those triggers, why those thoughts come, why you have those responses to your triggers. And so it's best that it's okay to talk to the people around you about your triggers and ask them to support you through your triggers. But it's still not their responsibility to have to if they decide that they don't want to do that, right? And of course you can get mad at them, but reality is this. As long as you allow your triggers to continue to trigger you, they're going to keep triggering you. And it will have a sense and a form of control over you. That's the reason why healing your triggers is such an important thing. And even asking for support from those around you who care about you, you know. Most times when you ask people for grace or specific types of grace, or you tell them why this is happening and this and that's going on, why you feel this way about this thing, a lot of times people have a lot of grace for you, but you still have to do the work. Because it's great to say on year 1, oh, I have this trigger and this bothers me and this and the third, but on year 5, bitch, you need to figure it out. And that's just the fact. You can't keep using the same excuse over and over and over and over and over again, expecting that people are going to walk on eggshells around you just because you have a trigger. Because many people have triggers. Many people have things that bother them. It's your responsibility to find a way to work it through, to work it out. Once again, I'm not saying that that means that people should be treating you insensitively. No, that's not what I'm saying. But also, you know, you don't get to just be a tyrant because you got a trigger. You don't just get to treat people every kind of way because you have a trigger. You still, as a human being, have a responsibility to still be decent. People give certain amount of allowances for your triggers and for the things that you are acting like a 2-year-old with a temper tantrum in a grocery store. We'll give you a certain amount of allowances, but after a while, that shit is not going to work. You need to fix it. Jesus needs to fix it, and you need to fix it. Okay, you and Jesus need to work together to fix it. So it's important for me to point this out and to say this because sometimes people think that they can just walk around just being assholes, just being little fucking toddlers your whole fucking life, and the world is supposed to just adjust to you. That's not realistic, and it's not right, and it's not fair. Because most likely when other people have triggers, you are going to require them to figure it out. So then why would you think that everybody should just have to deal with your triggers or the way that you respond to your triggers without you fixing it. You still need to fix it. You can have support from those that are around you. The people that support you, they're going to love you, especially if they see that you're making efforts. But if you're not making efforts, fuck the bullshit. It's going to turn into a situation where I guess we're going to have to fight. I guess at this point we're going to have to fucking fight because you done the most. You have gone too far pretending that you're the only person with triggers in life. Pretending that you're the only person that ever's gone through anything. That you've the only person that has emotional and mental things that you need to work through. You're not. So fix it. What's up?
Are any of these your Resante? Can you tell?
That was Mare Jordan.
Mare what?
Mare Jordan. And that one looks like it's wormwood. This might even be eucalyptus looking at it closely. This might be, yeah, I need to see this one close to a couple of other herbs because I don't think this is either of those things that I just mentioned. But it's not yerba santa or yerba mate.
So yerba santa is in the full leaf, or is there some shape I should look for?
It's a full leaf like you saw on the smudge stick earlier. I need to have this conversation because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are burning fucking bridges for no fucking reason. Because you think that you can just walk this earth and walk this plane, you know what I mean, hurting and then hurting everybody as you know, wreaking havoc everywhere, burning bridges down all the time for no fucking reason. You know, this whole savage culture, this whole cancel culture bullshit, that's all cute and all. But in reality, you motherfuckers need somebody. And that's why the fuck y'all going crazy and offing yourselves and doing all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? Killing your babies and doing all this crazy shit because you are not, you're not allowing yourself to keep solid friendships, solid connections, solid relationships with people. And this may not be all the cases, but this is a part of it. Like some of y'all just don't have the support. I get that. Some of y'all are burning bridges with the support that you have because you don't want to heal. You want to stay forever broken. And nobody wants to deal with that shit, no matter how much you are loved. Nobody wants to deal with that shit, not even your goddamn mama. Your mama kicking y'all and go on, goddamn it. Now go on by us, go on about your business. Don't come over here with that shit. So it's necessary to know that, nah, you need to fix it. You need to do the work. You need to take the time to understand what's going on with you. You need to take the time to understand how to get better, how to heal yourself. You need to take the time to find the resources and the tools that you need. Get a fucking therapist, you know, get a meditation schedule, get a technique, start using techniques that can help you manage and monitor your tempers and your moods and your vibes and your vibrations. This for everybody. This ain't just for me, for you. This for me too. God damn it. Yeah, that's your Basanta. This conversation is important because there's a lot of people out there that just think that the world just hates them. It's like, fix it, Jesus. You got to fix this shit. You can't just expect to be stomping on people's hearts and feelings, you know, smacking people around all the damn time, and just expect they want to keep dealing with that shit. Absolutely not. And there's some people out here with patience. And then listen, even a person with patience will be like, you got me fucked up today, bitch. We gonna fight. You ready to box? Because it's time to box now. Because I've given you enough opportunities to correct yourself and you ain't did it. Now we gonna fight. And I love you. But we gonna box today. You have to do the work. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much love you have. This shit will run the fuck out if you don't make your efforts to be a good human being too. You expect everybody else around you to be good and do right by you, while you also don't want to do the right things that you got to do to keep them satisfied and happy in your life too. That's not right. That's not justice. That's unequally yoked everything. Jesus, please fix it. Okay. And I want y'all to know, when I say Jesus fix it, I'm not talking about the Bible thumping Jesus. I'm literally talking about your Christ consciousness. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus fix it. Let me take a look at y'all's comments. Joanna, hello. Vendagi, that's an interesting name. Licky, licky, licky. That sounds so perverted. Oh no, I can't believe it. I said it like that. That's like a pervert's head out. That's definitely for me. I just came in. Welcome, Joanna. Wait. Hold on. Of course, Big Boy says, girl, but how? If it scares me. Okay. Great question. Absolutely wonderful question. Now, give me a little bit of elaboration on that. You know, what do you mean if it scares me? Are you free or comfortable enough saying what that specific trigger is that scares you, so that we can kind of, you know, elaborate on that? Death? Is it death? Yeah, I get it. If it's death, yeah, that's a serious one. That's when we need support. And so therefore, pushing everybody away that can support you is probably not a good thing to do. Because one day you might need those people to gather around you and to hug you and to tell you that you're loved and to tell you that even though you're going through a difficult time, we love you and we care about you, right? I get it. You know, there's a lot of things that we could have that could be triggers for us, that could be causing us massive amounts of fear, right? So you said not being in control. Okay. Support is really important. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about this generation. It's like, oh, I'll just cancel you if you don't do it the way I want you to do it. That's not realistic. Because that's why y'all over here killing your babies and your husbands and your boyfriends is killing the kids and y'all doing all kinds of stupid shit. You know what I mean? It's because you need that support and you're pretending that you don't. You're like, oh, I can just cancel anybody because you want to be a savage. Well, guess what? Savagery never really helped a lot of people except certain groups of people. But, you know, that's because they remain savages together, and they build a system with their savagery. You don't have a system with your savagery. I'll tell you that now. There's no system that you have built being a savage, because you begin to break down, because ultimately we are a communicative sport. That's a communicative sport. We are a species of community, like it or not. So let's see. So I freeze up or start crying uncontrollably. But about what though? About not being in control, or is there something specific? And I think that there's probably something specific. So if you don't feel uncomfortable talking about it, no biggie. Let me just try to figure out something that I can bring up that might be, you know what I mean, comparable. So, okay. Things been so hard lately. Okay, well, let's talk about it. You know, what's making things hard lately? And listen, here's the thing. Things can be rough, right? Like for the moment, and you can still have built a skill set within yourself, techniques within yourself, and healed enough to not allow your triggers to make you become a little monster. You know, it's a little demon. Like we used to watch this show called Scare Tactics, and one time this gay guy came on. He was like this gay guy, and he was totally a feminine gay guy, right? So he was totally feminine. And so he's getting a new job, and he goes and he starts working or whatever. And then these little like leprechauns, they were like little people coming out of like the cabinets and the woodworks, and you know what I mean? And he started screaming. He's like, it's a little demon. Ah, like it was so hilarious. Like anytime I see it, it's just the most funny shit in the world to watch. But Like, it's a little demon. That's why I say that. So let me see here. So for example, one trauma is hearing yelling or being around people that are angry. Okay, I get that. I understand, because maybe there has been some trauma from your childhood, or even it could be past life. That's what I want you guys to know too. Sometimes the stuff that we are trying to heal through ain't just this life, past life. You know what I mean? That could trigger something, because maybe there was something that happened, you know, when you were a kid, where it was like onset by loud sounds, loud noises, loud arguing and yelling and things of that nature. I get that. That can create a lot of anxiety. How do you respond to that though? Like, are you getting like really angry? Are you like snapping at people? Like, how do you respond to that? Okay, so definitely childhood trauma, and that's something that there's a couple of techniques that I can give you now, right? Some of those techniques would be going into meditative states or into visualization states. Actually taking the time though, like sitting down in a meditative state, setting the time out where you put your phone on silent, or you let your phone go somewhere other than where you are, in a different room or something, and you sit yourself down and you allow yourself to meditate, okay, on that concept, that thought, or that event. Another another thing you could potentially do as well is have a visualization practice where you go back to that little child where that event happened, and you tell that little child, from where you are today, you go back and you speak to that little child, and you tell that little child that they're safe, that everything is okay, that you know, they are going to grow up to be beautiful, and all of these wonderful things that you can tell your inner self, your smaller child, your inner child, to build comfort and then also build trust with that inner child as well. So those are a couple of things that you can use just immediately, like off the top. I will tell you, one time I had a meditative session where I was actually communicating with my grandmother, and I cried. Like, I was in that meditative state for 45 minutes, which is like the longest probably meditation I've ever had, or ever had at that time. And I remember crying because like I literally had like communication with her. So, okay, let's go back. Let me see what else. That makes sense. You know why you love RV guys so much. That's interesting. You know what I mean? Like, that's an interesting dynamic, and you've called it out. You've been able to call it out and put the two and two together. You know, to see that correlation, or the reason why you've kind of been in that realm. But you know, taking some time to speak to your inner child is so important. And if you've got to do it multiple times, to do it multiple times. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get that. I can totally understand that. Like, that makes 100% sense. You know what I mean? That makes so much sense. Anyway, guys, like, I just want you guys to realize though that, like, you know, there's a lot of work that as a collective we all have to do. And I'm not sitting here just yelling at y'all like you need to do that work, right? Because I got work to do too, honey. Listen, I still can't let nobody be too close in my face in an angry, like, you cannot be too close in my face in a very angry, aggressive manner without me throwing these hands. Like, it just ain't gonna happen. Like, I still got to work through that, baby. So look, okay, because like, if you coming at me mad, aggressive, you get too close, it's hands. I'm throwing them. I don't care what what you said, baby. You got a little bit too close. I felt threatened. Okay, so right? So, like, we all have different triggers, and we all have different things that we need to work through. But it was put on me today to really come and share this. And I think I know why, but you know, I know why it was put on me to come and share today, because I have been noticing a lot of trigger responses, you know, and the trigger responses that I've noticed, I see it for what it is. It's like, that's a trigger response right there. Like, because that didn't have nothing to do with me. I ain't did nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't nothing I said. I ain't do nothing. That's a trigger response right there. And so when you notice those things, being somebody that kind of observes these things or whatever, I observe them. I'm like, that's literally a trigger response, because I didn't say nothing, didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing that I said or did caused you to behave, respond, or speak these words or any of that. It's just literally you felt triggered and you went off and you started saying crazy things to me, and you felt justified because of how you felt but you weren't justified, right? Like you weren't. Just because you were triggered and then you misperceived something doesn't make it true or real, right? So that's why I wanted to come and have this conversation today because, well, maybe I kind of like you guys a little bit. Maybe I just like you just a little bit. And I just, hope that you guys are out there fixing yourselves, fixing your triggers little bit by little bit. Like I said, this is not no marathon. Sorry, this is not no sprint. It's a marathon, right? And it takes time. We must take the time to do the work. And when we do the work, we'll see better results. That's how I feel. And I feel like, I came live like earlier this morning and I was kind of talking about how when I would see certain things and then I would go and do my work, I would like, oh shit, I noticed that I have this trigger, or I noticed that I have this problem, and then I would go and heal myself with certain things. From there, I would elevate, like spiritual gifts would elevate. So to me, that says to me that me sharing this message to you guys lets you know that when you heal your inner triggers or your inner worries or bothers, that is going to help you elevate. You know what I mean? That's what it says to me. It says that when you do this, it's going to help you elevate. It may not be like you're going to become telekinesis yet, right? But maybe it helps you be a lot more comfortable in your skin, just walking around the world. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, turn you into a billionaire immediately overnight, but it might make you feel more comfortable in your skin. It might make you feel more comfortable operating in this world. It may make you begin to feel more at ease and more relaxed to start drawing in and attracting your tribe, right? And these are beautiful things to me. To me, they are, right? A lot of people like to focus on like money and shit like that. To me, money's easy. I don't think money's hard. But it's all this other stuff that's a little harder, right? And I think if we are just more cognizant and more aware of our desires and needs for those community and those, those beautiful, wonderful connections that we have, we could be a lot happier. Let me go check on your comments. Hey, Ivory, how you doing? Long time no see. So I'm currently doing therapy for nearly a year now, but my healing has been up and down, right? And that's another thing too. The sooner you get down on the journey, you'll realize, well, shit, I thought I was about to get in here in 6 months and be fine. I thought I was about to be healed. Since you got 2 more years to go, right? Like you got 3 more years. You got 6 more years going, child, right? So you realize that, and here's one of the things that I really wanted to say that was really, 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 really important. The longer we let our triggers go unhealed, unchecked, uncorrected, the worse it gets. Okay. So what that means is today, let's just say I just somehow just got a new trigger, right? I get a new trigger today and I let that trigger go rampant for the next 2 months. And then on the second month, it comes to a point where I realized that was something that I was triggered, or maybe I'm in an encounter with somebody who maybe doesn't even know me, but they say something and I, am triggered by it, and that trigger comes up and I, snap at them and they're like, the fuck is wrong with you? Right? Like, wrong with you, right? And I realize, that's my trigger, right? But I don't do anything about it. I let it go for another 6 months. And then every time that type of event happens, I'm just like, well, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. Do you see how you just ruined relationships and connections with people for no fucking reason? Because you could have been like, oh damn, like I need to work on that. And the longer you let it go, the harder it is to heal, because the more and more comfortable that you're getting with not fixing it and not correcting it, the more you begin to build up excuses and egotism and pridefulness about that trigger, and basically excuses. You continue to build up like stacks and stacks and stacks of excuses on why everybody else is the problem and it's not you, right? And so there are some people that will be willing to walk around eggshells around you, for a little bit of time. They'll play that game. You know what I mean? They'll walk on eggshells for you and stuff like that. But there are some people who just won't. And you are going to be so upset, bothered, and angry when those people who won't let you just spill your, vomit your triggers all over the world. You know what I mean? Vomit your traumas all over the world. When there are people that are going to correct you, it's going to piss you off, right? Because they're not going to sit there and tip-tap-toe around you. They're not going to just let you be a little brat. Like, you're not about to be no brat with me, motherfucker. Fix it. Fix it. Right? And it makes you upset because nobody else checks you. Nobody else says, hey, you need to fix that. Like, everybody else is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know that bothers you. Fix it. Somebody's going to come and be like, fix it. You know? It's just the same when, when you're young and you think you big and you bad. You know what I mean? There's always somebody out there that's bigger and badder than you. And so it's just the same thing. You need to fucking fix it. And if you need my help, I'm willing to help you. But you're not about to stomp on my face because in order to help you. You're not going to treat me messed up because you just think that you should be having the right to just treat everybody crazy just because you have something that traumatized you in the past that you don't want to fix. No, I've had things that traumatize me too. You don't see me come to smacking you in the face every time I think about it. You need to fix it. So what ended up happening is that when you have those things, you know what I mean, that come up and you have a person who challenges you to fix it, you might get mad at them. You might be like, "Ooh, I can't stand." You might make this face every time you see their ass. Even if you care about it, you might be like, "Getting on my nerves right now, motherfucker." Right? But in deep down, you know they're right, and you need to fix it. You need to ask for support to fix it. But you are potentially having some insecurities or not really like, you know what I mean? It could be an insecurity thing. It could be just feeling prideful, like, oh, I can do this on my own type thing. Or I don't need no help. Or I'm not wrong. You're wrong. Well, let's look at the facts here. I'm going on about my day to day. You know what I'm saying? I say something, hey, how's it going? I'm in a great mood. And because you have a trigger that I'm not fully cognizant of, fully aware of, or fully tapped into how it works, you get mad all of a sudden. You just popping off saying all kind of messed up stuff. Well, I didn't do nothing to you, actually. And of course, I'm not about to just start saying shit that just triggers you. I'm not that type of person. But also, even if I did, it's still your individual personal responsibility to take care of your own vibes, feelings, emotions, and things of that nature. Of course, other people can help you, but they can't do the work for you. Okay? Let me check the comments real quick, see what's going on. Someone did check me big time, and I'm grateful they did. Sometimes it gotta be like that, though, right? That's the thing. Like, and sometimes we be mad as hell when somebody check us. Like, I be like, but you right though. Like, you right. You're right though. You're right. You might be right about this time. This time you got me, right? But the reality is, sometimes when you're not used to being checked, you think that people that check you or the people that correct you, they don't care about you. That's not true. The people that don't care, people that check you and that will correct you, most likely they do care about you. And they tell you, hey, that right there you don't need to do that shit. That you need to work on that. That's crazy. Why are you saying that? Why are you doing that? That's crazy. And like I said, sometimes people give you specific allowances because maybe they know. Maybe they know that you have a specific thing that does bother you or whatever. But it ain't gonna last forever. Because it's necessary for you in order to continue to foster your growth, your healing, other people's growth and healing around you, and the connection that you have with other people, connecting with other people and staying connected with other people. A part of your responsibility is making sure that you maintain your own mental, emotional stability during those times where, during those times where, it's just the regular times, you have to maintain your mental, emotional stability. And then during the extreme times, okay, no problem. That's when we come in, kick in, and help you out, support you when you need that support. But it's not going to be the whole damn time. That's too much work. That's exhausting. You got to work on that. That is not fair or right, because you ain't going to do that. You're You, the main one, be kicking everybody. I ain't dealing with you like you got this going on and dot, dot, dot. You, the main one, complaining about other people. But you ain't fixed your own shit. You really got a nerve. You got the audacity of all things. You know? Let's get that together. All right, let me go back in the comments. Let me see. So my past manager used to do that. She always came in angry and slamming doors in our face and set her teeth at us. I left my job because of it. My supervisor told me to just accept it. If that right there, see, that's really important. Abuse in jobs is a big thing. Abuse within jobs is a big thing too. That's why personally for me, I've always been like, nah, if the work environment is not good, I'm out. I ain't sticking around. Because here's the thing, you spend a good majority of your time in your life at your job. If you work full time, you spend a good majority of time of your life at your job. And so that environment needs to be healthy so that when you go home to your family, you can be in a healthy state of mind and you're not taking all of your stress and issues and depression and anger out at your family. You see how that all kind of operates together? You know what I mean? It all operates together. It's all connected. So, but that's triggering for me. So I had to leave. I had PTSD and to this day, I'm struggling with therapy because of that small interaction held me accountable. So, okay. Now, you said PTSD and that was from that job specifically or from something else? Just to be clear, just to clarify. Corey's Big West says, you cooking. Corey's Big West, you talking about, you got chat GPT going on? Listen, I just want to kind of share this message because I know that sometimes it can be difficult, and especially lately, overall, we've all been experiencing various different shifts and transformations, and some of the planetary alignments versus some of the things that are just going on in life, they are all causing a lot of friction between some of us who just weren't prepared for them already. And so I get it. There's going to be a time period of shift that we have to make, an adjustment period of time, rather. There's a period of time that we have to take for adjustment in order to adjust to the energy changing and shifting in the way that it is. That's why it's even more important for you to work on healing those triggers as much as you can, because when things are shifting like this and you have no control over the planetary alignments, okay, you got no control over that, okay, so you just we are just at the whim of the universe. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, just planets just smacking together and doing some shit it ain't supposed to be doing. Like, hey, goddammit, you ain't did this in 38 years. You know? So we have to be aware that, you know, outside of just our own normal household and things like that, there's things going on outside in the community, in the public, in the news, and these things may impact us. Sometimes it's just a little impact, but little bit by little bit by little bit, we get more and more and more things that are impacting us. So we have to be working on our internal mental, emotional states to ensure that when those small changes are happening, we can adjust. You know what I mean? We can adjust easily and we're not triggered to the point of no repair. Okay? So the small interactions really made everything explode in my face. Yeah. So, oh wait, let me go back because I think I missed something. Yes, that job broke me. I haven't been the same mentally since. I would just start shaking and crying. The PTSD was from my family. Okay, I get it. I buried it, and she reopened the beans. Oh, see, and that's the thing. It can be small stuff. I mean, obviously, you know. So like, you may have had situations that happened when you were a kid, right? You move past that, just like you're talking about, right? And then you get a job, right? And she's thinking that she's not doing nothing. She's just thinking that she's just being herself, coming in with a bitch ass attitude, you know? It's like Devil Wears Prada, right? Devil Wears Prada. She was just, her attitude was all over the place all the time, you know? And the people that work for you, they're on eggshells all the time. That's the thing. When you're in that type of environment, this is the perfect example of how you can be in a specific environment and it does work in your favor as it relates to people walking on eggshells. But everybody else around you is being traumatized by you. Okay? So that's another reason why I am pointing this out to you guys, that we have to heal our traumas and our triggers. Because you're just walking and stomping and everything like that, and everybody's walking on eggshells around you, all tip-tap-toeing and everything, but you are traumatizing everybody around you. I want you to know that. So like I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying in general, like that's how it ends up working. It ends up working like that. You are basically just traumatizing your people. How they say hurt people hurt people. Well, yeah, that's what's happening there. But it doesn't make it okay. All right. And I need you to know that. It does not make it okay. And so, and there are going to be some people that's going to call you out on your bullshit. And you ain't going to like it. And they're going to keep calling you on your bullshit. And you still ain't going to like it. But it's necessary to take a look at it. Is there some truth to this? Is this maybe something that's been overlooked because maybe everybody else around me is yes men and women? One time Gino tried to say to me, he was like, nobody's ever corrected you. I'm like, that's not true. I've been getting corrected my whole damn life. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, because that wasn't just, it just wasn't never true. It wasn't never going to be true, right? But, he maybe hadn't seen that. You know what I mean? He maybe hadn't been around my family to see them checking me on every fucking thing. Right? Checking me every goddamn place. He wasn't around to see that. You know what I mean? He didn't know that. My family correct my ass all day, all fucking day, every day. God damn, can y'all give me a second to just get my life together? Right? Like, look at somebody else shit. Like, why you focusing on me? Like, I'm actually doing pretty good. What about these other people over here? Maybe it's just a thing of that one person gets all the brunt of, I was the oldest kid, so maybe I just got all the responsibility, you know what I mean? So I was always going to be the one that had to be the role model of this or that, maybe that was just what it was, But, yeah, no, that wasn't it. But also, we can take into account that we all do have our own personalities. We all do have our own boundaries about things, and that's okay too. We can take into consideration personal boundaries, personal respects, and things of that nature. But that still doesn't mean that it's okay for you to walk around like a tyrant, traumatizing everybody else because you have a couple of triggers, And just like you said, your boss, she's walking in, stomping in, all mad and shit. Like, bitch, that is not cool. Like, right? Because everybody else around you is miserable. So we got to think about that. Do you want everybody around you to be miserable? Maybe you do. I want you to think about that though. Do you want everybody around you to be miserable? That's something that you really got to think about, Alrighty, so let's see here. So, all right, guys. So listen, I don't know. Does anybody have anything to add? Any questions, comments, any, need for resources? Actually, I did just post a video from Shaman Durek, and I really love a lot of his techniques. He always comes up with something really good. Everybody's mad with me because I smoke my truth. Well, that's it. That happens sometimes. The thing about that is, yeah. People be mad. They be mad. They really do. When you be speaking stuff out loud, like, shit, I got a little bit of that too. Goddammit, they don't want to hear it. But, and that's the thing. It's like, look, I get it. It bothers you. It's not something, it's not beneficial. You don't feel like it's beneficial to you. You don't feel like it benefits you. But also, you want me to just keep being, you want me to suppress myself or how I feel or what's going on with me? Usually that doesn't work out very well. I'll tell you how that works out. Suppression of the self usually works out where somebody just decides they're going to take a bomb to a goddamn building and blow everybody up. That's how suppression works. It comes out like that. Okay. How else does suppression work? Oh, the ladies that are just killing the men, the gentlemen, the ladies, all these people. You know what I mean? The guys, the boyfriends are killing their girlfriends' kids. Like, what the fuck? That's suppression. That's what suppression looks like. Girls that are like killing their kids. That's what suppression looks like. And so as a community, people have to really start understanding that, we are a community, and while I get it that we all have our checks and balances, we just have to do better about being better with and for each other. That includes Healing your own triggers and knowing that your triggers could be causing other people's traumas if you decide that you don't want to work on it, and you ain't nothing wrong with you and everybody else is just the messed up people. Like, if you decide that, then you can be causing traumas to everybody else. And people who maybe are not hearing you or listening to you or seeing what you're saying when you're saying it, that too, I could work on that a little bit better, you know. And maybe it's not even that I don't hear, it's just more of a thing where this is another thing too. It's necessary to sometimes, this is so important. Let me say this. Unresolved issues can sometimes cause that. Not makes it okay. Doesn't make it okay. I'm not excusing it. But sometimes unresolved issues, that's where that issue lies right there. So unresolved issues can sometimes cause others to not really, because you ain't resolved the fact that you be snapping on me left and right, and you ain't got no right to be doing that. You ain't got no right to be treating me like that for no damn reason. I ain't do nothing to you. So you need to fix it first, right? So sometimes we feel like, oh, you need to fix it first, and then I will give you the care that you need, right? So that's why it's necessary for us to maintain balance. And maintaining balance also requires you to fix your triggers, and for them to have to be able to give you grace when you need it. But you're not about to be giving grace for the rest of your life now. You got to work. You got to do the work. You got to make the efforts. You got to take the time to make the efforts, okay? So yeah, there's a lot encompassed in that. I wanted to kind of stick with the triggers today, but I think I'm going to sit and kind of think about what was mentioned because that suppression is necessary to talk about too, because that's a really major reason why a lot of people go postal, because of suppression, because nobody's picking up on what's going on with them. Shit, a long time ago, I was taking care of my kids by myself, you know, as far as like their physical, mental, emotional needs. It was just me sliding down a damn wall with a blunt, with a joint or a blunt. I'm sliding down the wall, okay? I had a lot of strength enough to get through that, but you know, there's a lot of people who don't, you know. So that's what I'm trying to say is that everybody doesn't have super strength. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't have the ability to just get through everything. You know what I mean? Some of us need a little more support than that, you know? And so that's what we have to be, you know, that's why it's necessary for us to be healing ourselves so that we can be present and aware, so that others are not feeling like attacked by us, so that others are not feeling pushed away by us, you know? And then there's other things too. We have to learn how to not be suppressing shit. You know what I mean? If I need help right now, I need help. Mentally and emotionally, I'm not in a good place. I need some support right now. You have to be able to say that. Like, that's the thing, you know? Sometimes people are, just because people are mostly just living their own lives, right? So everybody's not going to read you. So sometimes you need to say, I need support right now. I need your support right now. Can you support me, please? Can you help me through this difficulty? I need to talk to someone right now. Can I talk to you? Right? So those are just some of the thoughts that I came up with here from this. Let me go back and take a look at some comments, see what I missed. Okay, I've been a wrecking ball. Ivory, what do you mean by you've been a wrecking ball? What's going on? You just wreaking havoc right now, ain't you? Just you over there chopping everybody down. It's you, not me. Okay, like I'm feeling it, but nope, we got to work on that though. We can't just walk around, you know, knocking every shit down just because we mad or whatever. We got to work on that, you know. And then of course we can still expect others to, you know, that we love or that we care about or that loves or that cares about us. We can have a reasonable amount of expectation for them to kind of see that we're going through some difficulty or, you know, support us when they can or whatever. We can still have a reasonable expectation for that. I think so. But also, you got to do your part too. Like, it ain't just it's not a one-sided thing. It's not a one-way street here. Yes. Congratulations! All right, because yeah, it's been a while, Ivory, since you've been here. It's true, girl. It's been a couple years, ain't it? So congratulations for that graduation. Yeah, as far as the past trauma, right? And I get that. Like, you know, some of us have, and here's the thing. Some of y'all might be like, it's easy for you to say AquaStarGoddess. You know what I mean? You ain't got no traumas, right? I know some of y'all might be thinking like that, so I get it. That's another thing too. That's why we do have those allowances, right? But also, we still have to do the work. The reason why we have to do the work is because, like I said, hurt people. And so if you're still dealing with traumas that you have not healed, you could be hurting people around you by some of your actions. Maybe you're not even like the type that like lashes out, right? As far as your like when you're triggered, your response to your triggers. But maybe you are just drinking and like wasting your life away, and the world is like going on around you, you know? Or maybe you are doing drugs and it's causing everybody to worry about you, or you know what I mean? Like there's so many ways in which you know, those things can show up. The need for healing can show up. So yeah, let's work on it. Let's work on it, guys. I understand that there are different levels of traumas that different people have. So, you know, what are we going to do about it? We're going to ask for more support. Let's do that. Are we going to, you know, yeah. We're going to have to understand that certain groups of people are not the ones that can support us in those ways. Like, they got the same traumas as I got. We just going to be sitting here re-traumatizing each other. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about it. Let us think about it. You know, where can I find the support that I need to find? Okay, so we have to think about these things, because in reality, you know, the trauma cycles, all they do is just pass down to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it skips the kid, right? Like sometimes your kid saw you drinking a lot, doing drugs, whatever. They was like, I ain't gonna do that. But it doesn't always do that. Some of your kids was like, oh, dad and mom used to drink all the time. I'm gonna drink too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drink every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you cannot predict how your children are going to respond to those things that they saw from you, you know, dealing with your own traumas, you know. I've been on it this week. Thank you. I didn't know if I was. I know yesterday it was like a fire off of various different messages coming through yesterday. I was like, shoot, boom, 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 boom. We was talking about a couple things yesterday. But yeah, I think I'm done with this conversation, guys. I just wanted to share this with you. Listen, I know that, you know, there may be some things that I might find after I watch this video that I have to come back and kind of re-elaborate on or re-talk about, because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I might forget a point that was like really important or something like that. But you know, if you guys have any questions about anything, if I don't have the answers, I'll find them. You know what I mean? I'll find them for you. We'll figure it out together, you know? And I don't have all the answers. That's why I said I'm a researcher like a motherfucker. Okay? I'm an avid researcher. Okay? We can find anything out on the internet. Okay? I believe that. I definitely believe we can find anything out on the internet. Okay? So yeah, you know, like if you guys have anything to add to this conversation, please do so. You can always add to the conversation. And I really appreciate you guys for tuning in, for adding your comments. You know, it's sharing some of your experiences, even if it's not the full experience, right? Even if it's just a little bit of that experience. But, you know, it's good for other people that may come and watch, that they know that they're not alone. You know what I mean? They know they're not the only ones dealing with something, or they're not the only ones that be spazzing on their folks. Like, I gotta lie, like, look, you get too close to my face, you know, in a threatening way. Oh, we fight. I don't care who you is. Like, it's going down. It's going down in this joint, right? But that's something that I don't know. I don't really feel like it's right for people to. I think that's a reasonable response. But maybe I'll have to look at that a little deeper. Maybe I need to do some research and find out if that's a reasonable response. Because to me, if you are aggressively coming at me, you know what I mean, in my bubble, and you all in my, that's just doing the most. To me, that's doing the most, because you don't have to do that, right? But who knows? Maybe I'm gonna look it up, and some therapist's gonna be like, "That is not a valid response, AquaStarGoddess," and then I'll be like, "Okay, damn, I'm gonna have to check that. Oh, I almost forgot. I finally wrote my book. What? Congratulations! Congratulations. That's awesome. What was your book about? And you guys are very welcome also. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's what my therapist told me. What? That's not the right response. He was just like, from the pit to the palace. I like that. That's good. Why did you mimic that behavior? Yeah, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like that, like kids, they're like parrots. You know what I mean? That's what we gotta remember. Kids are like parrots. You know? That's amazing. Where are you gonna publish it? Are you gonna self-publish, or are you gonna find a publishing company? That's awesome. You wrote a book? That's a major accomplishment, by the way. Okay. You should be like, toot, toot. Like, you should be like, oh, that's not toot. You just, pop my collars. You pop my collars. That's so stupid. You gotta pop your collars. I pop my collars. Remember we was popping our collars? We used to do the Harlem Shake and shit. Pop our collars and shit. All right, maybe you don't want to do that because it's, it is 2025 and all. That's awesome. No, that is really an accomplishment. Especially, you writing about your own life and you got your life story going there. Like, that takes time, effort. It takes diligence and focus. So that's a good thing. Congratulations. I would love to read it. So are you going to self-publish, or like what? How can we get your book? How can we support you? That is amazing. So she said why did you mimic that behavior? No, that's an important thing too. It's important for us to like ask those questions, like, why did I do that? Why did I respond like that? What makes me want to respond in this manner? Like, what made me do that? Like, why did I start, why did I feel that way strongly enough to respond in that way, Thank you. Yeah, no, put, however you can let us know. I don't know if you will, you said you don't know. Okay, well, I guess keep us posted then on how you published it. And, that way we can go and grab a copy, Of course, I'm gonna grab a copy. What? That's a major thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big thing. There's so many books. There's so many people who have books written, who have books all up in them. And, they need to write. They need to sit down, take the time and the opportunity to do it. So that's an accomplishment. All right. Well, guys, I guess I'm gonna go now, right? Unless y'all have any final remarks or final anythings, I have to send off this request to my clients. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna think about this conversation, from today and see what else we can add to tomorrow, But hopefully I'm just hoping that we are that we're getting enough of these really necessary conversations because, just because. Okay, let me see if I have a request, new client report, manage access. Okay, let's see. Manage products and purchases. I don't need purchases. Just need products and continue. Hey, Coco. How you doing, girl? We gotta use some of your therapist inputs here on this one today. This therapist. Hey, Dragon Rider. Didn't I call you Dragon Legs the other day? Hey, Dragon Legs. I bet. the move is going to be a beautiful, wonderful, you know, event. I guess I will answer just a few questions for you guys, but I'm so serious. It's going to be so fast, okay? Okay. So fast. Oh, it looks like I've got the access I need. Oh, wait, let me make sure. Let's click this button first. Okay, so I have access, but it's asking for login. Can you make an account for me? Okay, good. So good. We got this kind of rolling, so I can close that up. So let me see. Hey, dragon legs. I know it's not dragon. I know it's not dragon legs. When do you see Marvin reaching out? You know what this means, right? So when are you coming to Cali? Oh, I don't know. I need to come like ASAP, but so that's a good question, honestly, because like there's a lot of like graduations going on right now, and I think my mom is like traveling, and I know, I don't know, I know there's some travel going on, and I do need to go. I do need to go for sure to see my mom, you know. And then I also probably need to go and do some work for the whole summer. What about my life? Well, I guess it really wouldn't matter. I guess everything's fine. Yeah, I'll take a look at that for the summer. I'll take a look at that. Then I can beat my little brother up. Yeah, because he needs to be beat up real quick by his bigger sister. You know what I mean? It's different when it's like your mom, your dad, like all these other people. When it's your big sister, you know what I mean? If she came over and had to talk to you in a minute, you know what I mean? Maybe it might have a different impact. I don't know, but I'm hoping, you know? I'm hoping. All right, so who's the first question? Let me see. Dragon legs. I'm not even going to say that out loud. I'm not even going to read that comment out loud. When do you see Marvin reaching out? All right. I just want you to know something real quick, Licky, and I don't know how long you've been here on my channel, but my OGs know that I'm not that great when it comes to timing. Just want you to know that, okay? I'd be like, it happened 2 years ago. Somebody be like, that was actually last year, okay? Actually, it was 6 months ago. I'm terrible with time. I was the inventor of CPT, okay? Real shit. Okay. No biggie. No biggie. No biggie. No biggie. I'm gonna do these time cards. You know what I mean? And whatever comes, comes. That's what it is, okay? Whatever comes out, comes out. Within 6 months. There you go. Shit, that seems like a long time. Now, I know you would rather it not be within 18 months, you know. Now, a side note too is I used to always come up with like 8 years. Like whenever people would come and say, when is such and such gonna happen? I used to be like, it's about 8 years. They used to be mad at the motherfucker. Like, 8 years? 8 years. that's what the cards are telling me. It's telling me 8 years. So 3 to 6 months is what we're getting, okay? 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months is when you guys have some activity. I know you want me to show you this 2-week card, but I don't know if that's a good one. Moms be babysitting their sons too much. I'm just, you know what? And you know what? That's the thing. Man, oh man. You know, that's a delicate subject right there. And I'm not even gonna, girl. Let me put y'all, I gotta lay y'all on y'all head real quick. Hold on. Let me go get this charger. I ain't gonna say, but I mean, there's a lot of sons that I've seen that definitely needed to get smacked on the forehead a little bit. Okay. And I'm not even talking about like my brothers. I'm talking about all sorts of dudes from different families, different subsets of families. It's like all of y'all need to get smacked, lined up and smacked. You know, got me being the responsible one. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. All right, let's see. Oh shit, you just graduated Earth School this year? What? What does that mean though? You went to the planet? Like you got Mars coming up next time or what? Like what's going on? Let me know the game. What's the play? What's the play? Shoot, let me see. Let me find out y'all taking trips to Mars. Licky disappeared. I'm about to say Licky disappeared. Like, fuck Aqua talking about 6 months. I want to know what's going to happen between now and next week. OMG. Okay, Licky, before you go. Okay, look, because I was just trying to tell you, you know, I was literally just trying to tell you. Yeah, my timing, when you come here for timing, you're going to be disappointed. I want you to know that. You are going to be disappointed every time. I just want you to know that. But, maybe if you, okay, Licky, before you go, okay, like seriously, hear me out. So you told me that the last time y'all communicated was about a week ago, right? When was the last time y'all communicated before that, Licky, okay? Okay. And I'm going to shuffle again for you. I promise I will. Okay. All right, let me see. Licky's like, man, I'm out of here. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Graduated from Earth School. Did anybody else have any questions? Let me see. Questions from Licky was the only one so far. No response. I'm not seeing any answers in the comments, Licky. I'm waiting too. Okay. Okay. Are you going to reach out? Look, the full card comes out too. That's about leap of faith. You know, you could do that. You can reach out too. Why are you holding back communications? Are you confused about if this person wants to hear from you? The only way to get unconfused is to say, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Wanna talk? I think you should reach out. What's wrong with that? Did you guys have an argument or something? What went down? All right, who's next? Who has a question? Okay. You've tried to reach out. Okay. So okay. Aha. Pain into power. I like it. Dragon legs. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Can I ask? Of course. Hey, Jeff. How's it going? You're welcome. I mean, I would say this, Licky. If you have not reached out, and I know you said that you did, but just in case, then I would reach out and just say, hey. Moving forward, I'm doing okay. How about yourself, Jeff? I'm doing all right. We had a good conversation today, so if you guys are just tuning in, you may want to scroll back to the beginning when we're all done here. Hi, hey Chris, how's it going? If you're just tuning in, you may want to scroll back to the beginning to, you know, check out that conversation, because that was a really good conversation, actually. So yeah, I have one. What is my spirit animal trying to tell me? So is my ex-husband giving me bad advice or trying to scare me because he does not want me to move? Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. All right, let's see here. There is a little bit of jealousy in the energy here, okay? Because we do have the Knave of Chalices. That's not the only card that came out, though. For you, Coco. This is for Coco. We did also have the Four of Wands. I know that's a little interesting looking. Don't worry about it, though. We got the Queen of Chalices as well, okay? And then we have the Ten of Wands. So there's a little bit of stress here. There is a little bit of stress surrounding, a little bit of upset, like trying to figure out what's going on with you. Yeah, there's a little bit of stress, a little bit of upset, a little bit of worry and concern about, you know, whatever the topic is here. The Queen of Swords is also here, which lets you know that this person may concern that you're going to cut them off. So that's there too. Yeah, they are insecure about that a little bit. And also they're thinking like, oh, you're getting hot, you're getting sexy, you're gonna cut me off. So they're feeling a little bit insecure too. So that's interesting. So there's that. Okay, who's next? So somebody wanted to know, just as in like, I'm not going to give you access to me at all. Right. But like, let's just say you want to move like super far away, right? That could mean changes for your son too, you know? All I see is a little bit of upset energy. It could be jealousy, you know? Could be a little bit of jealousy and a little bit of concern as to what's going to happen as far as an ending goes. So yes, there's concern about an ending. Well, if he's going to be closer, then I don't know what he's worried about. What is he upset about? What is he jealous about? Like, what is he bothered with? Ten of Swords. Betrayal? Why is that coming in here? Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. May have to have a conversation with you about something? About what? Eight of Wands. Okay, hold on one second, guys. So I need to go back and see who else is next. So we just finished up with Coco. And now somebody else wants to know what their animal spirit's trying to tell them. Okay. Open up. Open up to the elements. Open up to your resources, to yeah, I feel like your spirit animal is trying to tell you to open up. Maybe you're a little bit too stressed, or maybe you got your little shoulders all tight and shit like that. Maybe you just need to relax, let your hair down. I mean, you know what I mean. It's a saying, okay? It's a saying. Relax. You need to fucking relax, basically. This might be about a woman. You need to relax about a specific woman or something like that. Like maybe you are, you know, too stressed about something to do with a woman. An Empress, for sure. Maybe you're stressed about, I don't know, like what's going on with that thing. I don't think you need to stress about it as much as you think you do. Maybe you are looking at some illusions about it. Your Empress is really your Empress. Like, she really is. The Star card is here too, so it's like both of you guys are like into each other, by the way. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. I'm done with that. Moving forward. Who's next? Aquarius Day was it? Let me see. So he was like, all these men are going to try to talk to you. Well, yeah, I mean, that's worrisome for him for sure. You know, because then it's not like, you know, there's not like time and distance between the two of you. Now he's got to see it in his face. You know what I mean? Now it's in my face. Let's see. So I answered that question. Let's see who else is here. So you have spirit animals. We already answered that. Okay. Got 11%. So we can answer these questions. Go for it. And next. I keep dreaming of him, but can't figure it out. Dreaming of whom? Dragon legs. Okay, dragon rider. Dreaming of whom? Your spirit animal. Cower says, will I meet my partner this month? Oh, I got a yes or no card in here. Let's see. Proceed with caution. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I know you guys date other people, but it's like, how long has it been since it's been in his face? You know what I mean? Like, that's a different story, you know? I think he'll be fine. There might be a little bit of, I don't know. I mean, he might have some apprehensions about it all, but I did see that. What was that card? You know that one card that like gives off like a little bit of jealousy or rage or something like that? Which I don't understand why that would be there, but you know, it could always symbolize like somebody feeling some kind of way deep down, but obviously this would be some sort of behavior or feeling that somebody would just have to like cover up. Like they wouldn't be able to like openly express it. So you know what I mean? Like it would be something that would be kind of down in there. It wouldn't be open. It wouldn't be out in the open. So let's see. these men are trying to talk to you, and they will. Will I be going on vacation soon for my birthday? Let's find out. I'm not getting a yes. Some sort of ending. Oh, of course, maybe that you did ask about the summer, didn't you? You did. I was like, you know, some sort of ending here. The death card is here. Okay, let's move forward. Let's see who else. I'm gonna answer these questions. Should I talk to all my ex-friends? All of them? Why are they ex-friends? It depends on why. It depends on why they're ex-friends. That's a broad question for the various different types of scenarios that could be involved there. I will show you this though. The card that came out is this. Nice little hug. All right. Nice little embrace. Also, do as you wish. The star card here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so how will it go? How will the next 4 weeks go? Let's find out. Aquarius, be with. Yeah, it should be fine, Coco. But you know, sometimes people hold things inside that they don't really speak about out loud. You know, and you're over here, la la, having a good life with your, you know, having a good time with your life, and this person actually deep down may feel some kind of way about things that they see going on. It's kind of strange, you know, like you guys have been not together for a long time, right? Yeah, checks out. Alrighty, so let's see here. We've got next 4 weeks for all three of us. Alright, let's find out. Next 4 weeks for Aquarius, Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah. 8 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Knave of Pentacles. You might meet somebody around the 3rd week. Somebody that you kind of are curious about, but I don't know. I think you should be careful around them or be prepared to like just be vigilant and aware around them. I don't think you should get super comfortable with them yet. Somebody may want to make plans with you. This is the World card, so it's like a new cycle of some sorts, something to be successful at. So some sort of plan is going to come through and it's going to be executed successfully. It is going to be something that you wish or desire to do. So maybe it's with somebody that you like or wish or, you know, want to hear from or something like that. Why am I using this deck? Let's see here. Communication. Okay, I see it. Communication coming through. Yeah, that's communication. Okay, we got it. We got it. So communication is coming through. This communication might set some things straight or set some records straight. It's like, let's get a couple things straight. Like, let's get this straight. Let me just say, something like that. You know about to be out here with the booty shorts on. I'm just joking, you know. All right. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some plans that are going to be coming through. I do feel like you're going to get some communication from somebody, which may even have you guys starting a new little cycle. I do think you're going to meet somebody new too. And I think this new person you meet, you just might want to be a little bit careful around them. They might be a little bit shady, you know? Or just a little tiny bit shady. Okay, that's what I got. Okay, is that everybody? Taking a leap of faith. Somebody with a Fool card. All right, let me see here. You're welcome, honey. Thank you guys for tuning in. So, I guess, ooh, look at that, 2 chalices. The 10 of chalices. With the 3 of chalices. And the Queen of Wands. So yeah, there is going to be some hot encounters coming up for somebody. 6 of Cups. Sorry, yeah, 6 of Chalices. Somebody from the past, somebody that you miss, somebody you're thinking about. Somebody that you really, really like. An Empress energy, but maybe you're not open, so you need to open up. So, I'll leave that there. I'm not even going to go any further. Is anybody else want any questions that I did not answer? Please speak now or forever hold your peace. You are welcome. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Sure. What was your question, Ivory? Oh, yeah, some sort of ending there, because there was a death card that showed up on your reading, right? Let me see here. There's some sort of ending. You know, it could be like, let me see. We got 3-3. Strength card, yeah. Mm-hmm. Three. We got threes here popping out. So I'm kind of know. There could be some sort of change that's just happening. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's a change. Maybe the dates change or something like that. I just feel like there's some change here. The death card came out. Usually that means like an ending or some sort of stoppage or blockage or something like that. It could be like a change. Something like that is coming out. Because I am getting a hardcore no over here, by the way. So like, I don't know what's going on with that. That's like, I need to get a different deck. Let me get another deck. All right, let's move this deck out the way. I'm getting a new deck. Right, let's start over. That could be it too, you know? Let's find out. Three of Cups. Okay. So that's another 3, by the way. A lot of 3s, another 3. So we have 3 Cups and 3 of Wands again. Oh, we got the 3 of Pentacles last time. And the 3 of Wands. So we got the 3 of Wands here. So it's like a waiting energy. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Why is there the energy of reserve or holding back? Or like not... There's the energy of reserve or holding back again. It's present. Like I was like, let me get another deck in case... You know what I mean? In case the energy over here is something else. So, but it's coming back here again. So... Maybe you've been waiting for a while, I guess. Okay, fine. Let's keep figuring out more. Let's figure out more because you're not taking no for an answer, apparently. You are not taking no for an answer. The Hermit. And the Fool card. It may be something where there's a challenge that's faced in front of you before your trip happens. And you have a choice not to go on the trip or to go on the trip. And it's one of those things where if you really are just like, I'm going, then you have to take the leap of faith to go. But there may be a challenge in front of you that comes up around the time of your trip. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna go further. So let's see here. You're dreaming a lot more than usual. Bye, Jeff. Sweet dreams. You're welcome. So then, dragon legs. Okay, dragon rider. Fine, dragon rider. Dragon rider says, I know you don't need the cards to read. So is your inner voice speaking to you? Do you get pictures as just, yeah. Sometimes. It depends on what it is. Like, but yeah, I visualize a lot of things. So yeah, I see images in my mind. The answer is yes. You're welcome, babe. You are so welcome. Sorry I couldn't get that full clarity for you, but you know, it's something there. There's something going on there. Doesn't mean it has to stop you though. It doesn't have to stop you, but you know, it could just be a bit of a challenge presented in front of you. And maybe it's more like a thing that just makes you feel like it's a challenge. You know, that can happen sometimes too, where it's not really, you know, but yeah. I had that happen before. So I can think back to a time where I had to actually like cancel my trip. So yeah. Okay, are we done, guys? Any last questions? Going once. Going twice. Okay. Go for it. Okay, go for it. Let me see. Good night. What last messages would you like to share with us? Clear and concise. What last messages would you like to share with us? Yeah, it was a couple years ago. It was like my birthday last time. I mean, the last time we talked to you, it was like we were all in like a big ass Zoom on my birthday, I think it was. Was it my birthday? That was a long time ago. I gotta go back and see if I still got that video in my repertoire. OMG, that was so long ago. The Two of Cups just pops in itself. The Two of Cups has really been like popping lately, isn't it? The Two of Cups is showing up also with the Nine of Swords. I think that there's a little bit of yeah, I think there's a little bit of sadness in the sort of energy of this, you know, thing. But I want to say something. I feel like this is more so like the sadness is the illusion, right? Just like the separation is the illusion. One of the things that I didn't talk about, which is one of the things that you begin to realize is that it's all an illusion. It is an illusion. The separation is illusion. It is an illusion. The fact that there's like seemingly no connection is an illusion. The fact that you guys aren't connected is an illusion because you guys are still connected and you guys still can feel each other's energy, but now it's more like when I want to, like I can tap into it when I need to or when I want to or stuff like that. So no worries. I know there's a little worry, but there's no need to worry. Like you guys are still connected. And yes, there has been some daggers coming at this motherfucker. Okay, there have been daggers coming at this thing, but you know, you guys are resilient. You guys are very resilient. And I think the thing about this specific connection is just like I think deep down, you guys know how each other feels, but I think you guys are fighting it on the surface. You know? I think like on the surface, you're fighting it, and that's what's happening. So, you know, as long as you guys keep doing that, then you know you're gonna go through that little what seems to be separations or like banters of, you know, things like that. And it may cause a wedge for a while if you guys decide to continue on in that direction. But the choice is really yours. Okay. All right. Sonia, welcome. Sure. What's your question? I have to work on a website. Here's my login. Does this work? Yep. Okay. 1 second. Just bear with me 1 second, please. Okay. All right. So you want to know about your person. Let's see what happens here. Oh no! Don't cry over nice. What happened between you two? You need friends, don't you? So your friends can take you out to the club and force you to drink lots of alcohol and force you to dance on some random guy. That helps sometimes, but sometimes it don't. I think I'd rather watch chick flicks and like eat popcorn with like fuzzy socks on. And all right, let's see here. Friends are horrible. Oh no. Oh no. That's okay. That's totally fine. That's why I said, or you could do like I like to do, which is stay at home, eat popcorn, watch chick flicks with fuzzy socks on. It's very descriptive. You know? Girl, this ain't working. Not working. Okay, well, you could just hit me in the morning. And just hit me up in the morning. Let me just do that in the AM. I don't know why I got business hours, because my business hours, I'll be working at night shit, tell my client, send my client text message. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I need this. All right, let's get to it. So what's the actual question? So let's see here. So Trushar's current feelings for me. Let's find out. The Lover's card. Okay, well shit, then we don't need nothing else. The Lover's card is here. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Okay. The Five of Wands lets us know that there's just a little chaos. So there's just like a little bit of like inner turmoil going on there. But the Lover's card is good enough. Like, we don't need nothing else. That just lets us know. The Lover's card lets us know there is love there. Okay. There is still love there. So I don't know what you guys did though. Like, I don't know why you guys are upset with each other, why you guys broke up or whatever, but there's still love there, you know. Thinking about you, you know. Wanting to talk to you also. But potentially you or they not willing to surrender. Of course, feeling stuck and unable to surrender. Standing your ground sternly and firmly. So there's that. Now what? Oh, these are so cute, but so unconventional colors. But like, that's like a cute little set for like a different style. All right, let's see. I am like the queen of terrible timing. Yeah. It's possible. I'm getting a maybe. I'm gonna know, but then I also get a yes. So we got a maybe. The no came out. The yes is at the bottom of the deck staring at me. So it's a draw. Maybe within the next time period, next 6 months. Have you reached out to your person? What's wrong with reaching out to your person? No, you haven't reached out to your person? Why not? Why not? What does that have to do with anything? Okay. Well. Any final questions? Going once. Going twice. Okay, well, I get it. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Have a good night. All right, going twice. Anybody else have any questions? Final questions? Going twice. I feel like we had a great conversation earlier today. We talked about triggers and whose responsibility they are to heal. We talked a lot and we got kind of, I feel like we got a good detail, a good bit of information out. I will obviously watch that video again just to make sure that I covered all bases. If there are any things that were left out, I will certainly come back and have that conversation with you guys again, because it's a really important one. Because sometimes, you know, because of our own past traumas and things like that, we're really missing out on, you know, good times, We're missing out on good relationships, connections, things like that, because we're letting our traumas keep us in a holding pattern. And yeah, we're here to heal. We got to do the work. You know, when we do the work, we can see the benefits and reap the rewards from it. Okay. I know it can be hard sometimes. It can. That's why we can ask for support from others. Okay. So, going 3 times. Any final questions from anybody in the comments? Please let me know before I shut down. So, yes, if you are just tuning in, if you are new to my channel, first off, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when I upload the videos, and definitely smash the like button. And also, is my money coming in this month? That's how I feel like you were looking at this. I feel like you was looking at the camera like, is my money coming in this month? Right, because that's how I would have asked it. Is my money coming in? Okay, let's find out. What? All right. All right, I'm gonna find out if the money coming in, and this is going to be our last question. Yep, you got it. Last question. You're right. Alrighty, let's see. Hi. The Strength card is here, okay? The Strength card is here. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel like, yeah, we got a strong, yeah. We have some strong things coming out. Nope. You cannot ask. That's the last question. Eight of Pentacles. It's like, did you put in work in? Did you put in the work to get the money to come through? Like, because if you didn't, what you expecting us to do? Okay, one more. Okay. All right, let's find out. Yeah, I'm still getting a yes, though. I am still getting a yes. And I will pull a yes or no, too, just to kind of confirm. Nine of Pentacles, nice, consider nice and fat. Look at that. They're nice and comfortable. And the Empress card. So, yeah, that's a strong indication. Look at this. Wheel of Fortune. That's a strong indication to me. Sometimes for that check hit, you got you looking like a homeless shelter, ain't it? For that check hit. You know? Focus on it receiving. Focus on, like, you know what you could focus on? You could focus on, like, what you would do within a week. It's showing up too. You could focus on, like, what you will do once it comes in. Like, you know, like how you'll feel. Maybe what you might spend your money on, you know what I mean? Like what you might do with the money. Those are some really good things to like focus on, like, and visualize yourself like going to like your favorite restaurant or something, or maybe it's not that. Maybe you're just happy to pay your bills and take care of those things, or maybe you get yourself something nice or whatever it might be that you're going to do. So those are good things to focus on. Radha, welcome. Yeah, you've been waiting. No, look, the Wheel of Fortune came through. So look, it looks like it's coming through for sure. And the Empress. The Empress represents abundance for sure. And then the Nine of Pentacles represents stability, comfort. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think so. I think it's coming through. So yeah, just like I said, those visualizations are super important though, because it's like, it helps the energy a little bit. So just like focus on like what you would buy, like what you're gonna get. Like maybe you're just paying bills. Like maybe all you need to do is just pay some bills and you're like, okay, just imagine yourself being paid in full on your bill or statement. Or what else? You know, getting your favorite macchiato or something like that, favorite drink from the store, because you know that you've, you know, your money's come through. Stuff like that will be helpful. Oh, thank you. Alrighty, so I guess that's it. Radha, what is the love guidance you're asking about? Yeah, there you go. Got it. There you go. Yeah, there you go. whatever it might be. Like if that's you kicking your legs up, you're with your cold one, you know what I mean? Just relaxed as ever. No worries at all because the money that you needed is there and everything is paid for, everything is taken care of, and that's what you visualize. The Tower card and the Page of Cups comes up Radha, as well as the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. What advice are you looking for? Because it looks like a lot of things are going down for you. My thing's gonna die. Yeah, I got 2%, so I'm gonna go. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, you'll definitely want to go back to the beginning of this video. Really great conversation that we did have earlier tonight. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.